Okay, tonight we'll be starting the Woo Bond conversations. And we're starting with Ching Pu, whose voice actor I much prefer in this game over the voice actor he had in 9, but that's not saying much.
It's you. I am known as Chung Pu. I know of you because I serve as an advisor to Lord Sun Jian. I see that you are using your time between battles not to rest, but to sharpen your skills. Lord Sun Jian, Huang Gai, and even the princess have gotten quite worked up over you. There is clearly a good reason for that. They all possess a strange fondness for you, especially the princess. She can't stop bringing you up. They want you to fight with us again and have you join our ranks officially. They even came to me for advice on the matter. Come to think of it, you fought well against the Yellow Turbans and in Jing province. You were a great help to us all. Huang Gai and I, along with Han Dong, though you might not remember him, are often tasked with such missions. If we could have you on our side, then, well, maybe it's a bit too hasty to consider it. It would be rather stifling to suddenly be surrounded by a bunch of old hands like us.
The burn to Han Dong saying that you might not remember him, but that's kind of his whole gimmick, I guess. Not being remembered.
I could take an answer like that any number of ways. Perhaps this means you've a knack for negotiation. I am tempted to rush forward and invite you to join our cause, but my role around here is to keep people from being reckless. Are you really someone we need among our ranks? I'll have to examine your skills closely to decide. Which is why I want to challenge you right here and now. How about it? You want me to hold back? That would be an inaccurate measure of your skill. We must both fight with all our strength. We will start whenever you're ready. I haven't felt this alive in ages.
So yeah, even with the weapons you would have on your first playthrough, beating Chung Pu in that duel isn't really that difficult. I did it without any problems my first playthrough.
I apologize for my sudden and uninvited arrival. Now is just not the time to be rekindling old friendships. I have urgent affairs to discuss with you. Can I ask you to pledge your support for Lord Sunsa, the new leader of the Sun family?
Although, to be fair, on my first playthrough I played on easy difficulty, not a higher difficulty.
Because the Sun family is at stake. Lord Sun Jian has passed and was succeeded by Lord Sunsa, but Yuanshu has stripped him of status. The responsibility for all this misfortune lies at my own feet. It seems I need to explain it to you. It was I who urged Lord Sun Jian to return to Changsha with the Imperial Seal just after it was found. It was I who convinced him that possession of the Imperial Seal gave him the divine right to rule. He had simply asked me what it was. And that all led to him being targeted by those treacherous lords who brought about his end. Therefore, it is my duty to restore the Sun clan to its honorable place. But as it stands, that will be no easy task.
I guess living in the modern era where there's not really empires anymore, and, like, not emperors or any of that. The idea of a divine right to rule is odd to me, but it being tied to an object is even weirder to me.
You're quite blunt. In times like these, your honest criticism without fear of reproach is most welcome. Like me, Huangai also seems to have his own regrets about Lord Sun Jian's fate. Han Dong, being who he is, I'm sure he's getting up to something all on his own. But other than those two, you're the only one I can talk to about matters such as these. I implore you to become the new foundation of support for Lord Sunsa for the next generation of the Sun Clan. Bowing my head and pleading with you like this now is all that I can do for their future.
The autoplay in this game is much nicer than it was in Dynasty Warriors 9. It doesn't, like, pause for a few seconds after they stop talking. Usually, at least.
Do you remember that day when I came to you unannounced to ask you to take the future of the Sun Clan into your hands? I see. I suppose it would be too selfish of me to ask you to forget it. I must admit that at the time I had lost all sense of dignity. Just when I thought I had seen enough battles to be able to pick out a novice by the way his weapon shakes in his hands, there I was. I had assumed that there was no youth left in this haggard body, but in that moment, I glimpsed it well. And how do you feel about all of this? Everything that's happened since joining us in service of the Sun family? Then I will make no apologies. If it brought you to our side, then even bowing my head to you was well worth the effort. Lord Sun Quan has succeeded Lord Sunsa as the head of the Sun family. I do not doubt the talents of Lord Sun Quan, even though he has become a leader at such a young age. Truth be told, he has attracted many new talented people to his side. With such a momentum, they are sure to become a nigh unstoppable force to be reckoned with across the land. My role in this is to keep Lord Sun Quan and his young acolytes from letting all that power go to their heads. We cannot let a tragedy like the one that befell Lord Sunsa happen again. And I care not if people say I'm out to spoil the mood. I will carry out my duty. You're going to be there watching me give the youngsters a hard time with my veins popping out of my head. You'd enjoy that, I'm sure. I have my principles, so I care not one bit what the young ones think about me. But I must also admit that having someone to talk to like this brings me great comfort. And I wouldn't want to get that from anyone but you. These quiet moments we have together are what keep me going. It is my hope that you feel the same.
It's interesting that out of the three Sun leaders, the only one that had any doubt in himself when Sun Quan was the only one that lived to die of basically old age. He died of illness, which I guess isn't technically old age, but...
Hey, you. There's a real nice place we're gonna take you to. Don't make a fuss now. Just come along, nice and quiet like. Oh, definitely. You and our leader are gonna have a nice long talk. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Oh, you bilge rats! What do you think you're doing? Sorry about my crew here. Gan Ning's the name. I'm a soldier for hire, doing whatever it takes to keep myself and this foul-mouthed lot fed. My boys don't answer to anybody, so their manners are horrid. Do me a favor and let their indiscretion slide this time, would you? Still, the part about me wanting to meet you was no joke. Happy to make your acquaintance. We hear your name a lot around these parts, you see? And for what it's worth, the rumors seem to fit you perfectly. When trouble flares up around here, I sell my skills to put out the fires and earn my keep. I bet you're the same, right? Eyes as sharp as yours don't lie, you know. Birds of a feather ought to flock together, right? When I told my boys that, they got so excited that they came out here to get you. You make a living on your skills alone, right? We're the same in that respect. But seriously, you've got guts, you know that? You didn't bat an eye at these guys, or try and act tough to scare them off. There ain't a single weak spot in that armor of yours. Would have never known if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. At this point, we might as well make a party of it. I bet you've got all sorts of wild stories. Well, what are you waiting for, lads? Go back and get ready for the festivities.
Aye, aye.
So, allow me to invite you to our hideout. And I won't take no for an answer.
At least the Wu guys aren't trying to fatten me up like the Wei guys were.
Hey, thanks for coming.
I stand corrected.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Here, this seat's for you. We don't need all that much, considering we're both out there handling odd jobs. My crew won't shut up about you. Always asking when they can see you and talk to you. Rumors of your daring deeds come in like the rising tide. Your reputation continues to precede you. Yeah, I do what I want when I want. Same with the boys here. Still, these days, lords rise up and then fade away just as quickly. All of them are desperate to ensure they're surrounded with the best of the best. And the guys I know have started settling down in places befitting their talents. Wandering about, moving from job to job. It seems like it's gotten much harder to live that way in this day and age. So, how about you? I bet you've had a couple invitations come your way. So, even you're still figuring things out. I guess you can't go making such choices too impulsively. I didn't want to talk about this. But if not now, then when, right? I got an invitation from Jing Province, see? I ain't sure if I should accept it or not. I don't even know the caliber of the guy who sent the invitation, but life would be a hell of a lot easier than it is now, that's for sure. To be honest, I don't give a damn about myself, not about my crew. If I leave them high and dry, they're done for. I'm living for more than myself, you see? You're right. I'll think long and hard about what seems best. I really appreciate you coming around to see me like this. That's why, well, it'd be nice to spend more time like this, if possible. I'll send my boys on home at some point. Then maybe we can enjoy some quiet time. Just you and me.
Why does every character hit on you in this game?
There you are. Come with me, yeah?
Hey. Sorry to call you out to a place like this. You've made some impressive strides since we last met. You're working for that Sun Tzu now, right? That's why we can't really meet up out in the open anymore. Huh? Can't let anyone get suspicious of you fraternizing with a guy like me. Well, rumor has it, your deeds are the reason everyone's been talking about the Sun clan. Not bad. Not bad at all. Fair question. To put it simply, not great. I'm a bit envious of where you stand these days. In the end, I decided to settle down too, and accepted an appointment invitation. But honestly, my lord ain't much to speak of. The guy won't give me a damn thing to do. I'm lucky if I get some errands to run. Otherwise, I sleep the days away just to kill time. I don't know if the guy doesn't trust me, given my history, or if he just thinks I'm not up to the task. This ain't how I saw this going. I ain't looking for pity or for handouts. I don't need to rely on anyone else to set my course. I'm more than happy if you just listen to me, let out my frustration. Don't know why, but talking with you always calms me down. Anyway, there's more than one way of doing things. I can get my skills recognized, then jump ship and set sail on a different vessel. My voyage has only just begun. This is just a little squall out of the gate. Hardly enough to sink my ambitions. What? Are you trying to dissuade me? I don't need you making me doubt my resolve. You're you, I'm me. And I'm going to find the best possible lord to serve by myself. And when I do, I'll be sure to tell you. So, look forward to hearing from me. Anyway, enough chatting. Time to get a move on. You better be ready, because you and the guys are going to have a hell of a good time.
So, depending how long Han Dong's bonds take, I might do Huang Gai's as well.
Excuse me, sir. Given that it's so crowded, would you mind sharing a table? Thank you. As a token of our thanks, we'd like to offer you one free item. This way, sir.
Wow, a whole single item.
Sorry. I won't bother you, so don't mind me. Well then, I'll have what he's having. I'm sorry, I'm being rude. It's just that I feel I've seen you before. I'm Han Dong. I serve Lord Sun Jian. Do you remember fighting together in the volunteer army? No, wait, don't answer that. It'll wound me if you say you don't, and I'll feel equally as horrible if you lie and say you do. You know, I said not to mind me, but I'd actually like to chat with you for a bit. Of course you'd remember Lord Changpu and Huang Gai over me. Everyone does. I'm always surrounded by comrades with such incredible presence. How am I supposed to stand out compared to them? I rarely get a chance to draw attention to myself one-on-one like this. All the more reason to leave a real impression while I can. Can you believe my order still hasn't come? I made it so long ago.
Impatient much?
No. One time I did that and ended up with 2 of the same order. You've got to watch out for that, you see. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. They're just all busy with their own tasks, that's all. Still, the fact that I risked life and limb out on the battlefield and nobody even remembers me is pretty depressing. My lord says that's its own sort of skill, but that doesn't really sound like a compliment to me. It's true that mistakes stand out. Then, was it actually a compliment after all? Thanks for that. I feel like I can accept myself as I am now. Even if you soon forget our conversation here, it'll remain etched in my memory. But next time you run into me, do at least say hello. Hey, I really want some meat next.
Don't let me stop you.
I'd like you to order it for me, though. I just know they'll forget or make a mistake if I order. Oh, and order whatever you want for yourself, too, okay? I've come here to ask you a favor, after all. You think I'd push some impossible task on you? Well, yeah, maybe. After what happened to Lord Sun Jian, we've all got to give Lord Xuan Ce our fullest support now.
Xuan Ce?
But both Huang Gai and Lord Cheng Pu seem tense about something. Maybe I'm blowing things out of proportion, but I trust my intuition. So, that's why I thought I'd come up with some ideas. You know, we're pretty similar, you and I. You're gonna hurt my feelings acting so shocked. I meant that you also remain fairly inconspicuous. Though I imagine with you, that's something gained through specialized training. We might differ on the details, but that hardly matters here. I'd like you to support Wu from the shadows and keep it safe from danger, as I have been doing all this time. Zhou Yu, Lord Cheng Pu, Wang Gai. They're all rather flashy, are they not? One poor move and they'll soon have Yuan Shu's eyes on them. And so, now it's your turn. Quietly, though.
You might get from my responses to him that I don't like Han Dong.
So now you can eat and drink to your heart's content. If I treat you to that, it'll be hard to turn me down, right? I'll really be counting on you once you're ready, since I believe you understand what's required. You knew exactly where to find me. Did I really stand out that much?
Can't say anything mean this time.
I did, huh? Guess I'm finally building a bit of presence after all. Recently, even if I'm not together with Lord Cheng Pu or Huang Gai, I'm no longer being asked to take care of cleanup tasks. Having gone through 3 generations of Wu, I've finally gained gravitas as an officer. How are you doing? You've been lured into Wu by me, with the promise of food. Any regrets?
Again, no mean answer.
Are you sure? 'Cause my coin purse sure felt a great deal lighter after treating you. On another note, don't you get the feeling that the younger ones are growing more powerful recently? And when they rise up, my hard-fought position will be up for grabs. Will they gain dignity and gravity as Lord Chengpu did? Or grow bodies of steel like Huang Gai? Not even going to entertain that discussion, huh? But I like that about you. You don't hold back. Well then, I'm counting on you to always stay by my side. Officers like you and I have to accept that we'll remain unnoticed even as we carry out grand acts. But we can meet up like this sometimes and give each other praise where praise is due. By the way, I ordered way back before you even arrived, and yet it's still not here. Mind checking up on that for me? I'd appreciate it.
Alright, I'll go ahead and do Huang Gai as well.
Ah, it's you. You were with the volunteer force. What was it? Perhaps we didn't state our names. I am Huang Gai, and you are? That's right. That does sound familiar. Those two giants stood out amongst the volunteer force, but I could tell you were something special. You acted of your own volition to take care of things, even when the enemy started using those strange tricks. When I saw that, I knew you were awfully level-headed, more than just brawn. So tell me, who are you really? You don't seem the type to go home and work the fields once the army is disbanded. So, you are familiar with fighting to make a living. No matter how brilliant someone is and how detailed their plan, no one knows what will happen on the battlefield. However, having you among our forces will allow us to respond to a variety of situations. You have the valuable knack of realizing what must be done and what must be sacrificed to achieve a goal. From now on, I will know who to turn to in the most crucial battles. I will be counting on you. So you know how to be agreeable as well. Well, it is time we departed, but I'm glad we've come to know each other. Until next time, good health to you.
So there seems to be a lot less, I guess, mistakes in this game's voice acting than there were in 9.
Sorry for inviting myself in so suddenly in the middle of the night. I know I cut an intimidating figure. You mean others do the same? You must be popular. I intended to drink myself into oblivion. I stepped out into the night, and then who came to mind but you? I realized I needed to thank you. And I thought, what better time than now? Is that a serious question, my friend? The reason I wanted to thank you was for your decision to support Lord Sun Sa. It was as if a great weight was lifted from my shoulders. I knew I could rely on you to do the job as well as I would. I never thought I'd find someone who could. With you at his side, I could rest easy, knowing that I would not be missed.
You can tell they put some effort into making Huang Gai look less old in this game.
Of course not. But in all seriousness, it was my failures that led to Lord Sun Jin's demise. I will give everything I have to make up for what happened.
Although, to be fair, all they really did is not make his hair white.
You would not say that if you knew the whole tale. Apparently, my father was once governor of Nanyang. When I was young and poor, I dreamed of rising to the same position. I lived like a pauper, worked myself to the bone, and eventually came to be Lord Sun Jin's vassal. He was a wise and benevolent leader, and a great warrior. I respected him greatly. That was enough for me. I was satisfied, but in that moment, the darkness inside my heart gripped me, slowed me down. The anguish is always worse on quiet nights like this. That's when I start to wonder if I am just a traitor draped in the skin of a loyal servant. I came here seeking comfort, yet I had little hope I would actually find it. But enough of my self-pitying drivel. Tell me about you. The night is young, and I would like for us to learn all about each other.
Yeah, about that.
I'm sorry for barging in and making myself at home. A broody, hulking man is hardly the kind of surprise guest people want. I have a great many things I'd like to say. I'm sorry. I didn't come here to bore you with my talk, but I just wanted to see you, and so I found myself here. Would you stay with me, without asking any questions, just like you did before? I appreciate it. You have always been a help to me. Now, how about we have a drink? To better enjoy our mutual silence. We'll let the wine take us where it may. If you join me, I promise you, we shall make this night our most memorable yet. Then, whatever the morrow brings, I will be able to face it without regret.
Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.